Hello everybody, welcome to the first race of the new iGPFun SRF season, 2016 season 1. We're starting with a 32 laps race at Summit Point Raceway, 38 drivers on the grid. I actually have no time to read all their names and lap times. You can see a link to the full qualifying results at the bottom in the comments. Let's just say that Daniel Manenkov is in pole position, the red car at the top of the screen. Following him there is Stian Svensson, then Luca Varani, Clark Williams, Ronnie Amighetti. Position 2 to 21, that's 19 drivers in half a second. That's quite a close grid, as it is often the case in the iGPFun tournament. The cars are revving the engines, getting ready to start. And here we go. It's a tight first corner. No problems in the pack. Everybody is behaving, driving patiently. And it seems that everybody was able to go through the first corner unscathed, except for a black car. I couldn't quite pinpoint the driver. The leaders are getting towards the hairpin. This is a really difficult braking point, not really an overtaking zone. Then there are the S's, not sure how you want to call this series of corners, they're pretty tight. Varani in position 2 is overtaking Stian Svensson in the black car at the top of the screen. Stian must have missed a shift or something, because it's not really possible to overtake in those corners. Let's see if this is Clark Williams attacking Stian on the inside of the last corner. Matthias Weiger with a yellow car overtaking Ronnie Amighetti in the white and red car, new livery for him. Passing under braking for the first corner. Meanwhile, Daniel Manenkov has a 1.7 seconds lead over Varani. That's already out of the draft range. Cars are going side by side through turn 3. That's a very difficult corner. You will lose time by attacking people over here. The purple car is Russell Klesson, having some problems, I would say. And he is actually retiring from the race. We are looking at the pack fighting for position 10. You can see that there are cars everywhere. Gianni Sellito in the yellow car, picking up some dust on corner entry. There is somebody with a red car overtaking. That was Daniel Boyes, passing Jonathan Kier for position 18. Meanwhile, Ronnie Amighetti was stuck on the inside, crashed out. I think he spun out of the last corner. Cars getting side by side into the first corner again. I believe is Quentin Kint with the white and red car, now attacking, I'm not sure who is attacking, Tim Saddle with a black car ahead of him. and it was Julian Ditchborn being passed now by George Vasmolakis and Mike Taylor. George, and quite a impressive performances last season, is not doing well so far on this race. This is Stian Svensson, battle for position 2. Meanwhile, behind them there is Josh Arnold that just overtook Manning Green. Manning with a white and blue car, Donald Fitterer behind him with the dark livery. Let's get the driver information. Is Paul Wallington coming out of the pits and letting everybody through. Donald Fitterer passing Manning for position 7. Meanwhile, Josh is running wide, and Stian Svensson, I cannot catch him, but Stian was actually stuck on the outside of the corner. Sorry, I'm missing some of the action, but it's really cars everywhere and passing everywhere. We are looking now at Josh Arnold, position 14. He lost a few places. Ahead of him, Michael Chase with a black and green car, and Jason Perry behind them with a Christmas livery. Let's see if we can have a better look at him. I said it before, I don't really like this livery, but it makes me chuckle every time I see it, which is good. Jason attacking Josh with a red car is Daniel Boyce behind him. That's making it 3 wide, almost 4. Getting into turn 1, heavy braking at the 3 cones. It seems that everybody got through. Yes, they did. Well done, everybody. The yellow car joining in the fun is Jonathan Kier, position 15 actually, a little squeezed on the outside there. Cristobal Gutierrez just behind them with a black and red car, now being attacked by Richard Swindle in the yellow car. Cristobal finished second last season in the Division 2 standings. He had some very nice performance. Kenten King, with a white and red car, and Tim Seddle. We were having some problems on the curbs, jumping around a little bit. Tim has some damage, the black car. There is some bent bodywork on the rear. His top speed might be affected by it. Meanwhile, I apologize, I missed a lot of action again. Varani actually lost a gear outside of turn 1 last lap, and he ended up losing 2 places. He dropped to position 4 behind Matthias Weiger. He now just passed him on the main straight. We did not see any of that. Behind them in the background we can see Donald Fitterer and Manning Greenham. A small note about the overlays. The positions are wrong right now. So Matthias Weiger is indicated as position 5, is actually 4th. Let's look at Daniil Manenkov, is indicated as 2nd, is 1st. The positions you read at the top in the ticker are actually correct. The lap information you have at the top of the screen in the middle is also correct. So this is lap 6 out of 32 being completed right now by these 3 drivers. Matthias Weiger, very quick. He could have a look on the inside of Varani, but he actually refrains from doing so, and Varani passes on the inside and gets position 2 back. Meanwhile, we have Oscar Marti passing Edward Duarty for position 7. Daniil Manenkov now has a 4.4 seconds advantage over position 2 Luca Varani. Jason Perry has passed Michael Chase. We could see it in the back of the shot. I can see from the timing information that there are cars fighting everywhere. We could be looking at anybody really. The white car, I'm not sure who the white car is. I apologize for that. It was not shown in my live timing, so it was clearly a lapped car standing still on the side of the track. It's the first race of the season. I'm not yet familiar with all the liveries. This is Robert Fiers in the blue and grey car attacking Gianni Sellito. Turn 1, of course, is the easiest spot to pass. Meanwhile, behind them is Michael Chase getting his position back from Jason. Josh Arnold trying to take advantage of the situation. We'll see what they do at turn 3. Sellito and Fiers side by side ahead of them. Fiers getting some a little bit of sand outside of the corner. That's not a big deal. Car seems to be having fun. Let's see a little bit later in the field. This is the battle for position 17. Richard Swindles is 16 in the yellow car with the pink and black stripes. He is now, as you can see, 0.3 seconds ahead of George, whereas Tim Sedol just had the off track. He went in the grass outside of the right-hander at the end of the S's. Meanwhile, I keep losing stuff happening. That was Matthias Weiger coming back from a pit stop. He must have had some problems. He dropped to position 18 now. He was up to 3rd just a couple of laps ago. Daniil Manenkov is easily in control of the race. Behind him, the yellow car is a lapped car. Linus Areng, I have no idea how you pronounce it, sorry. First race for him in the series. Welcome. Luca Varani and Clark Williams, position 2 and 3. Again, position 4 at the bottom is wrong. Donald Fitterer and Manning Greenham, they're doing very well. They are in position 4 right now. Lap times 22.6. That's a very decent pace. Just for comparison, the leaders of Daniil Manenkov and Luca Varani are lapping in 21.7. The same lap time for them this time around. 22.2 Clark Williams, 22.6 Donald Fitterer this lap. A bunch of cars following each other. Let's see if I can get Cristobal and Jonathan, where Cristobal was defending the inside. Behind them, Matthias Weiger just passed, I don't know, George Vasmolakis for position 15. And now even attacking Richard on the outside. That was nice by Richard to let him by without putting up too much of a resistance. Turn 3, we just passed it. It's very difficult. It's very easy to lose the car there, so drivers tend to be careful. going back to the battle for position 6, Oscar Martinez Marti to 12, Josh Arnold. All these cars are together. Oscar won the Division 2 tournament last season. They had Oscar himself and Cristobal Gutierrez were separated by only 1 point coming into the last race at Laguna Seca. Behind them there is Cristobal defending in the black and red car, defending the inside from Jonathan. So I was saying Cristobal and Oscar separated by 1 point in the final race of the season at Laguna Seca. They were actually separated by 1 position in the race. Cristobal was ahead, but unfortunately was involved in an accident. He was collected by another car. He had to retire and could not win the tournament, the Division 2 tournament. This bunch of cars is really interesting. It's 8 cars together. They have been together the whole race. This is a look from Michael Che's car. Looking at Manning, as you can read, it's very close, diving on the inside. Manning and Jason following Michael. This is the rear-facing camera. Jason attacking Manning and giving up, wisely so. This is a difficult corner to run side by side. Jason was actually collected by Josh Arnold. Josh braked a little too late and hit Jason in the back. That was not the best move by Josh. Not really happy about it. Then again, mistakes of course do happen. You might have noticed that Manning Greenham was actually fighting with Michael Chase on the previous lap. A little bit earlier he was actually 6th, just behind Donald Fitterer, so clearly he must have had some problems. The blue and red car, I believe, is Dodie Hoskins. No, it's not. I apologize. It was David Gregorio. Lapped car, doing more than he should to let everybody through. Matthias Weiger running a little wide, whereas Ken Tenkit, Richard Swindle, and Georgi Vasmulakis keep swapping positions. Jason Perry is now in the middle of the group after the unfortunate contact last lap. The cars, meanwhile, don't attack there. That was risky. Ken 10, white and red car. Let's go back to the battle for 7. Let me see if I can have a look. No, let's go back to Ken 10, who is actually attacking Richard now on the outside. I think it would be wiser if I could just sit calmly in line for a couple of corners and then just get a good exit from this last corner and pass on the straight with the draft. So you can see the gap that formed between Richard, the yellow car, and Jason, the Christmas car. And that was all because of the unnecessarily battling and jousting in the twisty section of the track. David Streeter, position 20. There is still a mistake in the scoring. Is another driver new to the series, just like Mike Taylor behind him in the blue car. Julian Ditchburn, new to the series as well, a red car behind them. Followed by Charlie Parker, who did run most of the races last season. He's driving a little bit by himself. Going back to a group of cars, that's the blue, yellow and red car is lapped, although I'm not sure who the driver is, I apologize. Michael Chase attacking Manning Greenham, Josh Arnold behind him, and that's 2 in a row. That's not something that should happen. So it's actually the second time in 2 laps that Josh arrives too long under braking and pushes the car in front out of the track. He will very likely be sanctioned for these repeated mistakes. He actually did the very same thing last season at Laguna Seca, throwing Cristobal Gutierrez out of the race when he was in the chase for the championship. So I do believe that some reprimand is in order. Position 15 completed out of 32. We are halfway through the race, and in pure iGPFun style, we have not had a single moment of boredom, of still, of pause, whatever you want to call it. This is Edward Doherty attacking Gianni Sellito, I guess under braking for the first corner. Behind them, he refrained from doing so. Behind them there is Matthias Weiger passing Jonathan Kier and being rear-ended. This time is not Jonathan's fault. So Matthias was getting very deep into turn 1. He looked into attacking Cristobal Gutierrez. That would have been 2 cars in a row. He then realized that he was not going to make it, so he braked harder to avoid him, and unfortunately Jonathan, with a yellow car behind him, could not slow down enough, and there was a slight contact between the 2 cars. A little slide by Manning with losing positions. He's low. Maybe he cooked his tires or something, because he was doing really well in the early laps, up to position 5, and now he's 10th actually, but he's not fast. He's actually moving backwards. Four cars battling for position 5. Yellow card is Gianni Sellito, now being passed by the white car of Edward Doherty, number 64 with the green numbers. Oscar Martinez Marti, the other off-white car, now in position 3 of this group. And Robert Fears behind them, position 8. These 4 cars have opened up a little gap to the guys behind them. Lap times for them 1:22.0. The leaders, Daniel Manenkov 1:21.5. Position 2 Luca Varani 1:21.5. Position 3 Clark Williams 1:21.5. These were actually the fastest lap of the race. the lap times on the previous lap were 21.7 for Varani and Manenkov and 22.2 for Williams. Janis a little, very quick under braking, although Edward has then tried to resist. But Oscar, with a number 82, is actually taking advantage of the situation to gain another place. So it's 2 positions lost by Edward. You saw him lifting and not challenging Oscar in turn 3. That's, again, it's a very wise choice. You will lose a lot of time by going side by side in turn 3. You may want to do that on the last lap maybe, or when the fight is really tough, but not at this stage. If we go through the drivers, Daniel Manenkov is driving all by himself. 18 laps completed. This is lap 19. 5 seconds is advantage to Luca Varani in position 2. Once again, the numbers you read at the bottom are wrong. Daniel is not second, he's actually first. Impressive performance by Daniel, although the lap times are actually very close to those of Varani and Williams behind him. It's just that he opened up a gap in the early race. Varani in the purple car, followed by Clark Williams. About 1 second between these two drivers. There is some problem, sorry for the image that went away. Donald Fitterer is racing by himself. He is now 4th, lapping in 22.3, 21.9 is best lap time. Donald has improved a lot in recent season, I would say last season. He has been concentrating more on the SRF without driving other cars, and the performance has certainly increased. Let's see if we can have a look at what he has written on the car. That looks like a Austrian flag, is it? I'm not sure. That's a strange stem. How do you call it in English? I don't know. Emblem, whatever. Strange drawing he has on the back. That's the left front suspension of Donald's car. This tire is very much under, it's trained a lot in this part of the track. There are a series of right-hander. This one is very fast in 4th gear, flat out on, if there is grip on track. Yeah, let's go back to the outside view. So Donald Fitterer, position 4. Edward Doherty is 6th, followed by Gianni Sellito, the yellow car. And Robert Fiers, position 7. Oscar Martinez-Marti has disappeared from the group. Robert attacking Gianni on the inside. Behind them, Cristobal Gutierrez is attacking Manning Greenham. Apologies for that. We're not going to make it 3 wide into turn 3, I hope. Are they? Jonathan in the yellow car backing off. And Manning taking the Sunday afternoon at the beach line and staying ahead. Josh Arnold is actually position 8 ahead of them. He is actually catching Gianni Sellito. Going back to reading out the positions, white and blue car is Manning Greenham, position 9. I apologize, I lost the live timing. Here it is, it's back now. Cristobal Gutierrez, red and black car, position 10. Jonathan Kiar behind them. In the yellow car, let's see if there is some more passing. Robert Fiers, Cristobal Gutierrez going on the out on the inside of Manning. Up ahead, Robert Fiers was side by side with Gianni Sellito. Let's see, this time is Cristobal on the outside. Let's see if he will catch the sand. No, he actually leaves and let Manning through, and yes, they do catch the sand. A little less than earlier, I guess. Josh Arnold, meanwhile, has caught Gianni Sellito, and the battle for position 5 now held by Edward Duarte. These are the 4 cars running. They have run together the whole race. Jonathan Kiar is having a look at the inside of Cristobal. That's again not really the place where you want to attack. Manning running really wide again. I wonder if his tires are just gone. Come on, Jonathan, you can do it. Robert Fiers attacking Edward Duarte up ahead, and Jonathan gaining a position, but Manning spinning out. No damage for anybody. That was not a nice way to rejoin the track. Manning, he squeezed George Varsmulakis towards the outside. George is 12. In front of him, Jason Perry, position 11. Taking advantage of the problems created by Manning Greenham, have a slowdown to actually close the gap to Cristobal. You can see some flame out from the cars if you look closely. I think it's when they change gear, but not just every time. "23 laps completed by the leaders, only 10 laps to go. Daniil Manenkov still 5 seconds ahead of Varani. No change between these two drivers. Position 3 is Clark Williams, 1.6 seconds behind Varani, so no real fights going on in the podium, on the podium. Whereas here, as you can see, things are much less set. Donald Fitterer is 4th, 10 seconds behind Clark Williams. Another 10 seconds to Robert Fiers, now 5th ahead of Edward Duarte. Let's have a look at them. They're not as close as they have been in previous laps, these guys. They are certainly not far away, of course. But this is the most interesting battle. Position 5 to 8 is actually only 1.2 seconds. the white and blue car ahead of Robert Fiers is lapped. I'm not sure who the driver is. It's not Tim, it's not David Gregorio. Sorry, I have no idea, and I lost everybody. This is Don Brooks. Well, let's have a quick look at the drivers down the field. Charlie Parker with the yellow and red and blue car. Ron Wallace, I'm not sure what he's doing in position 21. He's usually faster than this. Position 20 is Julian Ditchburn. Mike Taylor, position 19, now attacking Claudio Ferrari for position 18. These guys have been together the whole race as well. David Streeter, meanwhile Julian just overtook Mike in the slow section, in the slow corners. I'm impressed. You can see how much it costed them. Claudio Ferrari just drove away. But actually Mike has taken the position back now. And I guess Julian will pass again, but yet to lift on corner exit. I guess you noticed the blue car. Mike was slow, and Julian could go full throttle, so he actually lost the momentum and could not complete the overtake on the straight. Moving up, position 18 is David Streeter, attacking Oscar, now position 17. David, they are somewhere behind the trees. Kenten Kint, as usual, sorry for the pronunciation, I hope it's close enough. Position 16 for him. Michael Chase and Matthias Weiger, position 14 and 16. 14 and 15. Not a stellar performance by Matthias. He was 6th in qualify. He has won races in the past, but he has some damage. He was clearly involved in some car contact. Meanwhile, you can see two group of cars fighting. These 4 cars is the group of 4 is Cristobal Gutierrez, position 9. Let me remove the driver information actually. Cristobal Gutierrez, Jonathan Kier, position 10, George Vasmoulakis in the black car, and Jason Perry, now 12. Ahead of them, Gianni Sellito, now up to 5th place, followed by Edward Doherty, Josh Arnold, and Robert Fiers. Of course, I did manage to miss the overtaking between these guys. Rear right suspension, not really interesting actually. You can see Robert getting a draft and actually giving up. I wonder why. Lap 28, so it's 5 sorry for that. It's 4.5 laps to go. We're gonna stick to this battle. Up ahead, Daniel Manenkov, 4.5 seconds ahead of Luca Varani. Clark Williams in position 3, 2 seconds behind Varani. Then I'm not sure. It's actually Michael Chase was indicated in 5th place, which is clearly not the case. Michael is actually retired right now, so I have no idea why they tell me he's 5th. Donald Fitterer in 4th place, and then we have Janice Little, Edward Duerty, Josh Arnold, and Robert Fiers. You can see them. Behind them, Cristobal Gutierrez defending the inside once again, and Jonathan Kier attacking on the outside. Battle for position 9. Let's get the gap information back. Jonathan is really close. It's difficult to be so close because you actually don't see your reference points. This is the view from Cristobal, looking back at Jonathan. You can see the damage on the right front of Jonathan. That was the touch with Matthias Weiger earlier on. Jonathan seems to be running quite a lot of camber. I'm not sure you pronounce it in English. It's pretty typical in the SRF, I should say. Last corner. He will get a draft now, moving on the outside. Let's see, this is Cristobal, this is Jonathan, just side by side. Let's see if he can pass on the outside. The answer is no. Good defending by Cristobal once again. Cristobal is running the... That's close. Cristobal is running the iGPFun logo. Thank you. Of course, everybody is welcome to join the league. If you feel like it, we would be very happy to have you. 38 drivers this race again, so a lot of people on the server. There is something for everybody, as you can see from the broadcast. Certainly not a dull moment. Everybody will find somebody to battle with. Robert Fiers passing on the inside of Josh Arnold. I would not have done it, but then again it's only 2 laps from the end, so there is now a sense of urgency for these drivers. Cristobal and Jonathan, let's look at them. Behind them is Manning Greenham and Jason Perry. That's Stephen Martens, I believe. It's a lapped car, the yellow and green livery. Yes, it is. Sorry, I lost a few people. Edward Duerty has actually dropped behind. He must have made a mistake. The red car stopping there is Dom Brooks. That's lapped car. That's a weird place to stop. Janice Little with 1 lap to go he seems to be he seems to have a comfortable margin over Robert. It's 0.7 seconds. Only 1 lap to go, so Robert is not going to make it in turn 1, I believe. He is too far away. This is the last lap. Daniel Manenkov 4.5 seconds ahead of Luca Varani, then Clark Williams. But let's look at these guys with an eye on Cristobal and Jonathan behind them. Let's see, still nothing for them. I don't know where Robert could be attacking Gianni. He cannot do it here under braking. It's you have to brake when the car is still cornering, so it's actually really difficult to attack here. Then there is simply no room. Meanwhile, Daniel Malenkov just crossed the finish line. Robert Fiers and Josh Arnold are very close. It's gonna be a dash to the line for these guys. Last corner now. Gianni Sellito seems to have made it, position 5. And nobody can actually pass anybody. Edward Duerty is 9. Cristobal is 8, sorry. Cristobal is 9. Jonathan Kier, Jason Perry. Let's see if we can catch some battles. Not really. Jorge Vasmulakis, position 12, just ahead of Matthias Weiger. Kentan Kint, position 14. David Streeter, well done on his first race. He just started driving the SRF. He has very little experience, just a few races for him. First race of the iGPFun tournament, and he ends up in the points. Well done. Mike Taylor, 16, sorry. Still the error with the numbers. Sorry I couldn't get everybody on screen for a decent amount of time. Julian Ditchburn, position 17, good race for him as well. Oscar Martinez Marty ended up 18. Charlie Parker, 19, well done, points for him. Manning Greenham, he ended up 20th. Going on through the final standings is going to be Ron Wallace, position 21. Manning Greenham is actually 22. Slight mistake in the timing. Stephen Martens, 23. Ray Wang, 24. Paul Wallington, Dodie Hoskins, Don Brooks, 27. Michael Chase, 28, after driving up to 6th place, I believe, in the race. Ralph Kemmerer, position 29. Tim Seddle, Daniel Boyes, he was doing some nice passing early on. David Gregorio, position 32. Richard Swindles, 33. Linus Areng. Ronny Amighetti, he actually retired 6 laps into the race. Stian Svensson started 2nd. Russell Klesson and Kelly Niket, who actually didn't start. Thank you everybody for joining us. I'm not sure why Manning is driving upside down, backwards and launching his car through the air. Oh well, I guess he's having fun. Thanks a lot, hope to see you next time, and please do welcome the iGPFun SRF tournament. If you want to drive with us, we would be very happy to have you. Goodbye.